Are you serious? Are you serious? I want to thank Michael Benghazi for this report. Texas medical martial law. Are you serious? This patient being quarantined, detention camps are becoming a norm now in Indiana because of Ebola, folks. I'm talking about you must be quarantined. If you're ordered to be quarantined, you will be quarantined. And as Ebola continues to spread, God forbid, people are going to be ordered to 21 days of either house confinement or quarantine to detention camps, isolation camps, internment camps, FEMA camps, whatever you want to call it. In Dallas, Texas, a second patient suspected of being infected with the deadly Ebola virus may be forced into protective custody. Reports say that the first phase of a medical martial law will soon begin. According to a recent report by Dr. David L. Lackey, Texas Department of State Health Services, he's a director, he filed an order in Dallas Monday afternoon at 2 p.m. to admit a patient suspected of being infected into protective custody. Now, an excerpt of that bombshell report written by David Lee on the Courthouse News Service reads, and I'll read the excerpt. It says, the unidentified patient, sued as MWL, is reasonably suspected of being infected with a communicable disease, Ebola, that presents an immediate threat to public health. Quote, further, Movent has determined that the proposed patient is a threat to himself or others if not immediately restrained. Further, sources charged with monitoring the proposed patient have observed the proposed patient failing or refusing to follow the written order of the Texas Department of State Health Services by leaving the premises of a medical facility contrary to the medical directives without permission to be released. Quote, the sworn representatives of the applicant, who is a credible person, state that the proposed patient is reasonably suspected of being infected with the communicable disease of Ebola. It presents a threat to the public health. They have failed or refused to follow written or verbal orders of the commissioner and presents a substantial risk of harm to himself or others if not immediately restrained, according to the motion filed Monday at 2 p.m. So, has indefinite detention begun? Has isolation confinement begun? And martial law. Now, the President of the United States just signed an executive order last Friday, October 3rd, giving permission and authority for anyone who has a respiratory infection that they can be also quarantined or isolated for 21 days for fear they could have Ebola. Fevers. They're going to be checking temperatures of all passengers on airplanes domestically and internationally from American airports very soon. Already monitoring temperatures of students in public schools has begun, and more equipment is being sent to the public schools to check it. What we may be getting ready to see, even if Ebola itself doesn't spread that much, the threat of Ebola and anyone during the flu season and fevers may be contained. And Mike from around the world likes to use this term. They will begin civilian detainment, which means you'll just stay in your home. And actually, some people will be afraid to get out in public for fear they'll be checked for a fever. And if they are having a fever, they may be contained somewhere for 21 days. And you don't get a choice in this, folks. You have to hear me. I mean, they already have the law. They've already been doing that. They've had, with any kind of disease that would be a threat to the public health. This is not something new, but what you are getting ready to see that's new is a mass mobilized units of FEMA mobile units being displayed across the country for testing and confinement. And this is starting. So, as the New World Order continues to raise its head, as chaos ensues, whether it be through ISIS, the threat of jihad, or Ebola, the threat of this, what may be the first of the 7 last plagues of the Bible, and as a blood moon rises over America and the world, we are living in an apocalyptic hour. Time is running out. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Get on the winning side. I'm serious about this. Get ready, for we don't know the day nor the hour the Son of Man will come. Jesus said, no man knows the day nor the hour, not even the angels in heaven, not the Son of God, but the Father only. But certainly, we're in the beginning of sorrows, and the woes are beginning to come upon the earth. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to Bible prophecy and footage from the second blood moon that was recorded by Heidi. Unbelievable footage from right here in Indiana, and we'll have that on our next YouTube video. God bless. Don't miss today's live broadcast. The Hagmans are with us. God bless.